Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is James, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite janky or underappreciated magic cards in each color. These cards either have better versions of their abilities on other cards, or just haven't gotten a good build to thrive in. I'm going to be using MTG Top 8 to see if these cards get played in any format, and the best part is, all of these cards are under $1. So with all that mumbo jumbo out of the way, let's start out in black with Vicious Rumors. It is a 1 mana sorcery. Vicious Rumors deals 1 damage to each opponent. Each opponent discards a card, then puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. You gain 1 life. This card is kind of like a Strictly Worse Duress, Thoughtseize, and Inquisition of Kozilek, with a little bit of upside. This card has had very minimal success in various formats, like Pauper and Peasant, but did actually surprise me with a modern top 8 in an event in the Philippines. Next up in white is Lone Rider. It is a 2 mana 1/1 with First Strike, Lifelink. At the beginning of the end step, if you gained 3 or more life this turn, transform Lone Rider, and it transforms into It That Rides as 1, a 4/4 Eldrazi Horror with First Strike, Trample, and Lifelink. This card has a lot of upside to me and just doesn't have the right build to fit it. Obviously, Soul Sisters is a deck that it thrives in, but it's currently janky. This card did actually surprise me with the amount of top 8s that it had been in, especially in 1v1 Commander. Next up, we have red with Blister Coil Weird. Yes, I am cheating because it has a mixed color in its casting cost. My list, my card choice. Blister Coil Weird is either red or blue for a 1/1 creature with whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Blister Coil Weird gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap it. This card is very strong in the right builds, such as Prowess, Burn, Red Deck Wins. It is just such an aggressive, low-costed creature, and has the benefit of being able to go in mono red decks, Izzet builds, and can also go in Jeskai, Boros, etc. I think the untap effect from getting pumped is also a good and useful utility that the card has with it. If you cast, say, a Gut Shot or Mutagenic Growth, or you even flashback a Lava Dart, when in blockers, you can get a chump blocker out of the deal. And looking at the data in MTG Top 8, I'm not entirely wrong in those regards either. It's obviously had its strengths in Modern, as well as Standard, Block Constructed, etc. 1v1 Commander, Legacy, and Pioneer. Blue is the next color on this list, and the card I chose is Invisible Stalker. It is a 2 mana 1/1 creature. It has hexproof, and it cannot be blocked. This is one of my all-time favorite cards. It is very difficult to deal with outside of a board wipe. It can't be targeted by removal. It can't be blocked, obviously, which is a really huge one. It just needs a very solid home, and I think it could thrive. The obvious choice is Bogles. I'd actually been trying it out as a sideboard card for Infect. I also have a Azorius Bogles list that I made a while back and should seriously consider updating. I can put a link to that in the description. Of all the cards discussed, this one has the most results, with 340 decks found on all levels of play. It had a lot of the results when it was Standard Legal and in Block Constructed, but also has some modern listings, and again, 1v1 Commander showed a huge amount of love for this card. Speaking of love for cards, Time to go to green with Savage Summoning. It is a 1-mana instant. Savage Summoning can't be countered. The next creature card you cast this turn can be cast as though it had Flash. That spell can't be countered. That creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. This wordy little card is a fun surprise to be able to prevent a key creature you want to resolve to be able to avoid being countered. Now, that creature could just be killed with Fatal Push, Go for the Throat, or get exiled with Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshares. But the initial resolution can be key, especially in a deck revolving around counters. Looking at you, Hardened Scales. This card has 20 results according to MTG Top 8. 1v1 Commander is where this card shines. I seriously need to see if there are dual Commander events around me because what have I been missing out on? And finally, for the colorless spell that I chose for this list, it is the one, the only, Hockey Puck of Disappointment.
Boo! You stink!
Sorry, I meant Darksteel Relic. It is a 0-drop artifact that can't be destroyed. That's it. That's all this card does. This card was such a meme when I was in college, and it's still just freaking hysterical. We seriously need to find a way that we can abuse it. I was seriously surprised at the results I found on MTG Top 8. Again, 1v1 Commander, no duck. But I was actually surprised to see it in Modern Affinity and Ensoul Artifact builds. Now, me personally, I tried to make an Ensoul Artifact deck, but kind of just set it and forget it. I really liked the list that Andrea Ianello took to a top 8 at an event in Italy. Well, that does it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. If you liked the video, like, share, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate any kind of feedback I get. Use it to keep learning and growing and trying to improve my content. Hopefully y'all take care and have a good day.